Whenever you're in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person, the biggest fight that you are up against is not with the narcissist. Do any of you want to take a guess as to who your biggest fight is actually with? Go ahead and leave your comment down below and let's talk about it. My name is Kevin and this is The Royal We. Before I get into who you're really fighting in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person, let me remind you that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box right below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I take telephone calls and video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp, so you do not have to fight in a toxic relationship alone. You can schedule some one-on-one time with me, and let's talk about this. Also, The Rowie does have a private membership available for you, where you get daily live support from me with the growing community of people from all over the world. We have fellowship once a week. Right now, we're doing a 30-day prayer challenge to pray for the narcissists, not to benefit them, not even to bless them. We're praying for narcissists to free you. It's for your benefit. All right, find out more about that by downloading the Rowie membership app. You can find all the information in the description box. The description box, for those of you who can't see it, you have to expand it. Go below this video where it says more and there's a few dots. Click on that. It will expand the description box, and there you'll find all the resources available for you. Now let's get into the biggest battle that you will deal with in a toxic relationship, especially when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. Now, I asked this question to you early on at the beginning of this video. Who do you think you're really fighting against anytime you're in a toxic relationship? And I hope that you answered it correctly. Now, I'm going to get to my answer in just a moment. But let me start by saying this. We all know that narcissistic people definitely bring a battle to you in a toxic relationship. They are very antagonistic. They are very provoking. They like to provoke your anger. They like to provoke your frustration. They like to antagonize you. They use tactics like passive aggressiveness or just straight up mean, cruelty, demeaning, devaluing comments, whatever the case may be, to excite you and rile up this anger and this frustration. And oftentimes, you start to think that this frustration and this anger is just towards them. And in the beginning, it is. It is. But then something takes place as the relationship continues, especially if you don't get out of it. Now, we all know that narcissistic people are experts at triangulation, which means they know how to pin people against each other. They do it all the time. They whisper to this person. They talk about person A to person B. And oftentimes then they'll talk about person B to person A. And stand back and watch them just tear each other apart. It's called triangulation. All right. What most people aren't aware of is this oftentimes happens within just you. That's right. A narcissistic person, through their cruelty and their antagonistic nature, they have this ability to create this phenomenon that splits you into two different people. You become polarized by yourself. What do I mean? Something's going to happen when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. When you are in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic person, you will in fact start to split. There's going to be one part of you that hates the relationship that you're in. You can't stand it. You can't stand the fighting. You can't stand their provoking you. You can't stand their antagonizing. You can't stand their passive-aggressive attacks. You can't stand their neglect. You know that it's a relationship that's not good. But then, wait, there's another part of you. There's a part of you that wants to believe in commitment. There's a part of you that wants to believe that there's good in everybody. There's a part of you that wants to believe that you can fix it. There's a part of you that wants to believe that you can make this toxic relationship work and that you can save it. How many of you are there or have been there? What you don't realize is taking place is you've just become torn. The narcissistic person has exposed this polarity within you, like cutting you in half. You have the side that hates the relationship and the experience you're in, and the side that wants to fix it. And now you're in a battle with yourself. The narcissistic person has figured out how to pin you against you. And now, the interesting thing about it is the narcissistic person could just back out. And now you become a source of their entertainment. They don't even really have to do anything anymore. They can stand back and they are entertained as they observe you acting like a crazy person. And oftentimes you'll hear a narcissistic person accuse you of this. You're crazy. Why do they say that? Because they're starting to view you and they're starting to see this engagement. You're back and forth. A part of you wants to love them. A part of you wants to hate them. A part of you wants to lash out at them. And then another part of you wants to come up to them and tell them that you're sorry. They're standing back going, whoa, you're an absolute mess. They are thoroughly entertained by this war that you are now in with yourself. At some point in a toxic relationship, you're no longer even fighting with them. You're fighting yourself. And it's become entertainment for the narcissistic person, for the one person who doesn't even care about you. A person who can stand back and observe you driving yourself nuts with battling this frustration and this hurt and this anger, but also wanting to feel like you're committed to doing the right thing. They love it. And they feel like they're in control. And they can speak to both sides. And they can watch both sides and observe both sides. Your biggest fight in a toxic relationship is not them. Your biggest fight is with yourself. And for the first time, many of you have realized that you do have these two opposing ideas, these two opposing views, these two opposing standards of life, these two opposing values. You never realized you had this. Many of you always lived your life thinking that, oh, you're always going to do the right thing. You're always going to fix relationships. You're always going to find a way to create peace. You're always, right? You believed this is who you are. But now you're experiencing for this first time in a toxic relationship, this other side of you that says, I'm not going to deal with this. I don't have to tolerate this relationship. I don't have to tolerate disrespect. I don't have to be put down. I don't need to be neglected. I'm not going to be cheated on. I'm not going to be disrespected. And these two sides of you are at war in a toxic relationship. Many of you have been stuck there. And by the way, being at war with yourself keeps you stuck in the toxic relationship. You're just fighting yourself, but also desperately needing somebody else to break up that fight. And so you believe the narcissistic person's going to do it. They're not. They're enjoying it too much. They're enjoying you looking like a crazy person fighting against yourself. So what do we do about this? What do we do about this? Realize that you have been split and you are at war with yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that, having this experience. Realize that you do now hold these two different values and standards. Realize now that, yes, you've always been a person who believes in love and togetherness and fighting for your relationship. By the way, if this is you, we have to make sure we understand something. Fighting in a relationship is not the same thing as fighting for a relationship. I'm going to say this again. Fighting in a relationship is not the same thing as fighting for a relationship. Never let a narcissistic person convince you that you have to fight for their relationship while you're going crazy in it. All right? There's enough fighting that you're going to do out in the world. Fighting to survive, fighting to work. Your relationships, especially family, friendships, or relationships of intimacy, they're supposed to be your peace, your rest, your togetherness. And if that's not what's taking place, then there's nothing to fight for. All you're going to be doing is fighting in a relationship. Get the heck out of there, right? But in this situation, realize that you have become split. You now are exposed to a different set of values and standards that are rising up in your life. And most of these standards and values are meant for self-preservation. After all, nobody's going to take as good a care of you in this life as you are. So perhaps there's this side of you that needs to rise up to preserve yourself, to fight for yourself, to make sure you stay alive and are healthy and have good relationships. And maybe this is now confronting the side of you that believes that you can fix everything and solve all the problems. You can't. And this is that fight that you're having within yourself. So, what do? The best thing for you to do is to learn to come together within yourself. Even if you're in the toxic relationship, you're going to have to do this. Well, you've got three options, really. You can let one side win. You can let the side of believing you can fix the relationship, you can let that win and see where that goes. But I'm here to tell you right now as a coach, that will go nowhere because you're still stuck with the same narcissistic person who's going to provoke you and antagonize you and neglect you and cheat on you. And no, you're not going to be able to fix that because you can't fix another person. Okay? So that's going to be an epic failure. Don't waste your time. I wouldn't let that guy win or that girl win in this situation that you're in. Okay? Or you can let the side win that realizes that this is a bad relationship and you need to get out. And you can pack your things up and you can split. And then afterwards, you can deal with the coming together. Okay? So two options. Let that side win. Let the side of fixing the relationship win, which is going to hurt you even more. Let the side of it's time to get out of here win, which might be painful temporarily, but in the long run, it's going to be the best decision for you. But ultimately, you want to get to the third option, which is learning how to make the two new value sets, these value sets, come together. I want you to imagine, right? How many of you know the story of the Incredible Hulk? You got Bruce Banner, and then you got the Green Rage Monster, right? I believe the last Marvel movies did a great job in the Endgame or Infinity War movies where they pinned Bruce Banner and the Incredible Hulk. They were at odds. They couldn't stand each other until they finally came together and created Professor Hulk, right? This is kind of what's taking place within you. You have to learn how to now bring these new value sets of I will not be disrespected. I know my worth. I'm not going to be talked down to. I'm not going to be neglected, not going to be rejected, not going to be cheated on, not going to be disrespected, none of that stuff. That side needs to now be incorporated in your values of I am good, I am loving, I can help people, I can fix problems, I can solve things. You need to bring them together to create this brand new amalgamation, if you will, this brand new you. Essentially, this is the version of you that has all the great positive benefits of being a diplomatic person, a person who believes in that you can help people solve problems, along with a person that will not tolerate disrespect from anybody. No family, no family member, no friendship, no wife, no husband. You will not be disrespected. You bring these two together to become an even more powerful version of yourself. A good person, but also one who is protective of yourself. A person who no longer just goes into relationships trusting others, for example. Right? This is the answer. Now, I know it's difficult, and many of you right now don't even know you're fighting against yourself, but you are. But this is exactly why I'm here to support you. If you are in this place where you are at war within yourself and you do need help, don't hesitate. I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I've been through this battle myself, and I've come out the other side, a different version, not a different version, an enhanced version, right? Kevin 2.0. Let me help you become 2.0 so that you have all the benefits of who you've always been, plus the added benefits of being protective, having value, having integrity, not tolerating things that you shouldn't tolerate, not being around people you shouldn't be around, not going places you shouldn't be going, not doing things you shouldn't be doing. Let's bring these things together. All right? We'll do this together. Schedule some one-on-one time with me. And if you're brand new to the Royal We, be sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button and the bell notification so you don't miss any future Royal We content. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Check out one of these videos recommended by the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you soon.